The Battle of Thermopylae, one of the most iconic and legendary moments in military history. A small force of Greek soldiers, led by King Leonidas of Sparta, made a heroic stand against an overwhelming Persian army. But how did this battle unfold? And why has it become such a symbol of bravery, sacrifice, and resistance? Let's dive into the story of this incredible last stand. In 480 BC, the Persian Empire, under the rule of King Xerxes I, was at its height. Having already attempted to conquer Greece once under his father, King Darius, Xerxes was determined to succeed where his father had failed. To achieve this, he gathered one of the largest military forces the ancient world had ever seen, reportedly numbering in the hundreds of thousands. After devastating Greek forces at the Battle of Marathon, Xerxes was back for round two. His plan? To crush the Greek city-states and assert Persian dominance over all of Greece. But the Greeks, despite their differences, knew they needed to unite to face this massive threat. And the battle that would define their resistance was set at a narrow pass, Thermopylae. Thermopylae, meaning hot gates, was a narrow mountain pass, located between the mountains and the sea. It was the perfect location for a smaller force to hold off a much larger army. The Greeks understood the terrain. If they could block the pass, Xerxes' massive army would be forced to fight in a confined space, neutralizing their numerical advantage. The Greeks' defense was led by King Leonidas I of Sparta, a warrior king famed for his courage and military prowess. Alongside Leonidas stood his elite Spartan warriors, known for their discipline and training. But the Spartans weren't alone. Thespians, Thebans, and other Greek city-states sent soldiers to join the fight, though none were as numerous as the Persian force. As the Persian army approached, the Greek forces took their positions. Leonidas and his men formed their iconic phalanx formation, a tightly packed line of shields and spears, creating an impenetrable wall. Despite being vastly outnumbered, some estimates suggest over 100,000 Persians, Leonidas was confident in his troops' ability to defend the pass. For 2 days, the battle raged. The Persians, despite their overwhelming numbers, were unable to break the Greek defense. The narrow terrain gave the Greeks a significant advantage, forcing the Persians to attack in smaller groups where they were easily outmaneuvered and overwhelmed by the disciplined hoplites. But the Greeks were betrayed. Ephialtes, a local Greek trader, led the Persians through a hidden mountain path, allowing them to bypass the pass and encircle the Greek forces. When Leonidas realized his position was no longer defensible, he made the ultimate decision to stay and fight to the death. Leonidas, along with his 300 Spartans and a small contingent of Thespians and Thebans, chose to make a final stand against the overwhelming Persian army. They fought bravely to the end, holding the pass until they were surrounded and eventually killed. Though the Greeks lost the battle, their sacrifice wasn't in vain. The Persian army, now exhausted and stretched thin, would go on to suffer crushing defeats at Salamis and Plataea. The Greek victory in these subsequent battles marked the turning point of the Persian Wars and saved Greece from Persian domination. The legacy of Thermopylae lives on to this day. The courage and honor displayed by Leonidas and his soldiers have become symbols of resistance, bravery, and sacrifice in the face of overwhelming odds. Their story has inspired countless generations and is remembered as one of the greatest last stands in military history. If you found this exploration of the Battle of Thermopylae fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more in-depth history videos. What do you think was the most important lesson from this battle? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, history is full of unforgettable stories waiting to be discovered.